Today's episode of the Fan Feed Network podcast is brought to you by Bonheur Jewelry. Welcome to the Fan Feed Pod. We're just about here at the mid-season point, week 7, which means it's time for us to play doctor for all 32 NFL teams. And tonight, Trey and I are diagnosing every team's biggest problem, from front offices that couldn't manage a Madden team to defenses that couldn't stop a toddler with a football. Some of these are fixable, and some of these problems are like the national debt, seemingly insurmountable. So stick around, because at the end of this episode, we're also doing the Midseason Roast. That means we're taking the 5 worst teams in the league. We're turning the pain into comedy, no mercy, no filters. And we're just letting it all out tonight. So hit the like button if your team's stressing you out. Drop your biggest problem in the comments, and let's get started fixing or roasting the entire NFL. Let's hit it.
Every week a new headline drops, game day fire and sideline shocks. Oh, soft fan feed this. Oh, welcome to the show. We're bringing the heat. No suits, no scripts, just takes from the street. Every week we break down the squads. Real fans. This is the Fan Feed Pod.
Yo,
what
is up, Trey?
I couldn't stop laughing because your voice at the very beginning, you really did sound like AI. It's so crazy.
It was funny because I remembered to send you a voice clip last night, and I came out to my shed in order to do it. And I was like, okay, I got like 2 minutes because it was like bedtime for the kids. You know, mom's been at home with the babies all day, and I'm like going out to go on my computer. I did it really fast. Didn't even listen to it. Just was like, that felt good. Send it over to Trey. So
it was great.
Hearing
the first shot that you did, I even showed it to my wife. I was like, check this out. And she was like, wow, he sounds great. And I was like, I know. And we stopped there. I didn't even listen to the second one you sent me. But good work.
Yeah,
man.
You can tell I've listened to a ton of podcasts.
Yeah. You sound robotic.
I sound robotic. Somebody run the AI detector on me. But man, how are you doing? How are you feeling for week 7?
Good, man. Excited. Week 7 for me is especially fun because I'm flying out to Denver to go watch him take on Jackson Dart, our guy.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Gonna go watch the Broncos take on Jackson Dart, and hopefully we win. And but we'll see. I don't know. Kind of worried about Jackson Dart. I got to be honest. He's looking great. So it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun though, and this is what I was hoping for. It was either we're gonna watch Russell Wilson, crap the bed in Denver once more, or we're gonna watch Jackson Dart, hopefully tearing it up. And it's luckily the latter. So I'm excited to watch him.
That's right. Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day because I hardly ever go to NFL games. I've been to 2 my entire life, which is crazy. As big of a fan of the NFL as I am, I went and saw Steelers Ravens play back while ago. Steelers had Charlie Batch in. It was week 17 before they had the 18 weeks, and we were playing the Ravens. And that was just cold and miserable and rainy. And we were losing by like 3 touchdowns. And then so we left in the fourth quarter, and then the Steelers came back and won, which is hilarious. But the second game I went to was actually only like 2-3 years ago. My uncle-in-law, I guess that's how it would be. He gave me free tickets to go see the Commanders and the Giants up at FedEx Field.
Yeah.
And, it was Danny Dimes at the time. It was, oh my gosh, who was that quarterback they had for the Commanders? He was playing with Atlanta last I saw. Taylor Heineke.
Oh, Heineke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
so
Heineke.
It was a pretty good game, but the Giants came out and, beat them. And it wasn't like they smoked them. Like, it was exciting. It was like a Thursday night game. Just not the greatest. Daniel Jones ran for like 80 yards. Just gross.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, man, I'm really excited. And tonight's the first night I get to be on when the Steelers are prime time. So we got to be timely tonight.
Yep. Got a lot of stuff.
I got to watch this game. We got a lot of stuff to get through. So, guys, if you're watching right now, please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Give us a like. Show us some love in the comments. I want to bring up SL Havoc. He wants to join you, Trey. he or she, want to join you over there at the game, going to see the Broncos.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Come on. If
just send
you're
him a
going to the
DM.
game, come look for me. I'll be there. I know it's
That's
like
right.
1 in 90,000 people or whatever, but never know.
You should take the fan feed helmet and wear it.
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool.
Sick.
I don't know if
That'd
they'll
be
let me.
fire.
I don't know if they'll let me do that.
I don't know. They let a lot of people do things.
That's true.
But yeah, if like I said, join us tonight, hang out with us. We want to hear what you have to say throughout 6 weeks so far of NFL action and going into week 7. How are you feeling about your teams? I want to know.
Yeah, and rip other teams. Let us know what you feel
rip
about
other teams.
That's
give it to them.
Yeah.
That's the whole point about tonight. But yeah, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're active over there on all 3 of those. Go to fanfeednetwork.com. The articles keep coming out. They keep cranking out. They're getting better and better as the year goes on. It's been a lot of fun seeing everybody grow and develop there. And last but not least, make sure you listen to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. You can listen to us on your way into work. We have another comment from Derpy. What's up, Derp? Why does he have the average dad fit with Nike sweater?
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't know. I like the sweater. It's just really comfortable.
Derpy, the real question to ask Trey right now is what kind of shoes is he wearing?
Oh, I'm not wearing shoes right now. I'm I'm slacking a little bit. Yeah, I'm really just feeling it tonight, man. In my
socks right now, only to hide my super long toenails, but don't tell my wife.
Yeah.
So cool. You ready to dive in, dude?
Let's just get into it, man. So how are we doing this? We're going alphabetically? We're going by division?
Yep, we're going alphabetically.
Cool.
Both AFC, NFC. So tonight's main goal of the episode, guys, like I said at the top of the show, we're going to diagnose every team's problems, their biggest problems. We're going to keep it consolidated to one, although many teams have more than one, and some teams don't seem like they have one, but we will find it. If there's a problem, we will find it. And then we're saving the worst 5 for last. We're going to let them all have it. But before we do that, we have a special word from our first sponsor of the show. So let's take a look at this.
Ladies, we did the research for you. Fellas, pay attention. We've partnered up with Bonheur Jewelry. Bonheur is a celebrity favorite, eco-friendly jewelry company based in New York City. They're adored by stars such as Emma Watson, Gal Gadot, Katy Perry, Kim Kardashian, Kendall Jenner, and Hailey Bieber. Their designs have been featured in top publications including Vogue, Elle, V Magazine, and on major platforms. We love them. They have great pricing for luxury jewelry. It's something that you can start planning for before the holidays get here and get it early. Click on the link in our show notes below. You can sign up for 15% off your first order. When you support our partners, you support FanFeed Network. Check them out.
Awesome.
So cool, man.
Thank you guys for checking out Bonheur.
Yeah.
They definitely made it hard for me to say that name.
Yeah.
Very French.
I don't know how to do it. I'm not French, so I don't I don't really know how to do it. But dude, it's really cool. Like they've got some really cool stuff on there and stuff I'm looking at for my wife, and I hope she's not watching this. And
yeah. I mean, hopefully my wife isn't also, but I also hope she is because she loves me. But no, some of the stuff on there is super cool. I love the rings. I feel like the rings look like very interesting. They're not like your normal ring design, and I just find stuff like that very intriguing.
Yeah.
Derpy says she probably is watching, so
yeah.
we'll keep this under wraps.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
That we probably won't buy.
Yeah.
Wink, 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 nudge, nudge. But definitely, guys, go check out Bonheur. They have great stuff over there. But let's get into this without further ado. Every team's biggest problem. We're starting with the Atlanta Falcons. Hard to say they have a problem coming right off of that big win against Buffalo on Monday night. But Trey, if the Falcons had a problem, what would you diagnose it as?
Yeah, I mean, I would say Michael Penix is good when he's good, but he's very inconsistent. And I mean, he's still really like a rookie almost. I mean, he's just now, this year is his first real shot. I mean, I know he had those 3 games last year with the live bullets, but this is like when the rubber really meets the road, because people are looking at you finally, and they've got film on you, and they're game planning for you specifically. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, this last win, like you said, it was great against the Bills, and but that might be more against the Bills than it is the Falcons. I mean, But the Falcons, I don't know. They're so interesting, like because they get blown out by the Panthers and then they crush the Bills. Hey man, they're an interesting team. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I see Derpy in here too saying, Falcons' problem is the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. That's been a big problem for them for a long time.
I've been extremely impressed by the Falcons in other phases of the game. Like, I think we talked about it early on in the podcast show that I really liked what I saw from the Falcons defense in preseason.
Yeah.
There was just some dog in them, some fight and fire. Even in the preseason, I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be fun. So Jeff Ulbrich, the former interim head coach of the New York Jets, is D coordinator. Man, he was cooking on Monday night. And I think Michael Penix is definitely the issue right now. Obviously, the other issue would be losing some injured guys on the offensive line, but Penix needs to be more consistent. He doesn't need to be great because he's surrounded by Drake London, surrounded by Bijan Robinson, even Kyle Pitts. I know some people are still scarred by Kyle Pitts, but I still think he's good.
Darnell Mooney is good. I mean, he
Darnell
showed out
Mooney's
with Kirk
good.
Cousins last year.
Yeah, he's been hurt. So, but yeah, that's the biggest problem with the Falcons. But moving on, let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens. What would you say are the big issues with the Ravens right now? 1-5.
Everything not named Lamar Jackson is the issue with the issues with the Ravens. I mean, this is what's crazy to me is last year. I just feel like they took such a big step down from their defense last year, and heading into the season, both you and I have been singing their praises, before even seeing a game. But I mean, that's just on paper they look like they had all the pieces there, and then I don't know if it's a scheme issue. I don't know if it's if it's just like the wrong play calls, pushing all the wrong buttons at the wrong times. I don't know, but their defense is trash, and their offense without Lamar Jackson is trash. Like, they are not good. Tyler Loop is good. Their kicker, he's good.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, it's you need an MVP level quarterback to do anything with this team. And when you take them away, I mean, you look at them, they're what, 1-5, right?
1-5.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I can't disagree with you. The defense has been horrendous, worse than last year. We thought they would be better after they drafted a couple guys in the draft we really liked. But
Malachi
I mean,
Starks,
it's just
I was huge
Malachi Starks, Mike Green.
Yeah.
Two guys we were very big on, and the defense has just been horrendous. But the defense was pretty bad last year. It wasn't like this bad. This is really bad. But to me, the issue still remains is that the team itself is too dependent on Lamar Jackson. And we see this a lot with these elite quarterbacks where teams get kind of comfortable with having these elite weapons at the quarterback position, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and they don't build around these players well. And what's the biggest issue for the Ravens the last 3 years is Lamar has struggled against these really good teams, and they have nobody else that can step up.
Yeah.
And so to me, the team has become much too dependent on Lamar Jackson, and even the Steelers, and this is Homer take, but the Steelers with Big Ben, even when they went down to Duck Hodges, third string quarterback for 3 weeks, they went 2-1. They were able to win games because they had a dominant defense, and the offense just made enough plays to win. So, I mean, that's really my thing is I believe the team's just become too dependent on Lamar. I do want to bring up this comment from Derpy. He's killing it right now. Maybe Lamar is just Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins with legs, baby. Kirk Cousins with legs. But yeah, that's the problem with the Ravens, and they've got a steep hill to climb. Big problems in Buffalo. Monday night get beat by the Atlanta Falcons. We just talked about this. What would you say the big problems are with the Buffalo Bills right now?
So I've got a question to you about them.
Go ahead.
Are they frauds? Are the Bills frauds?
I think so.
They're frauds.
I think we've gotten comfortable with them being really good, and I think the AFC has been pretty apart from the top tier teams, the teams outside of them have been not as good. But this year, we're seeing teams like the Colts, the Steelers, these teams, the Broncos, are actually playing pretty well right now. The Jaguars even are playing really well, and the Bills have not done enough to me to surround Josh Allen and be a complete team.
Yeah.
So
Do
yeah,
you know
I think
who?
they're frauds.
Do you know who their Durfee said maybe Josh Allen is just Kirk Cousins as well.
Kirk Cousins getting dragged. Kirk Cousins is a good man.
Man.
He doesn't deserve this.
He's taking shots on the bench, man. That's crazy. Do you know who their wins are against? The Bills? I'm just gonna ask you.
Hit me.
So their wins this year against the Ravens. Okay, you gotta give them that. Ravens trash defense, but they had Lamar. Obviously that incredible game in week 1. They then beat the Jets. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Saints. So they're 4-0. They lose to the Patriots. They lose to the Falcons. So anybody who's not a trash team or an odd week 1, we said this before week 1 even happened. We said weird things happen in week 1. Every single year, something is so, it's just so strange, whether it be fantasy, whether it be, upset alert, whatever it may be. They haven't beaten anybody good. I mean, and you look at the Ravens now, I think I saw something like they have a combined winning record. The teams that the Bills have beat have a combined winning record of like 4 games or something.
Wow.
4 and whatever else, because the Jets have not won anything. Ravens won 1 game, and who else is it? It's the Saints. I think I said right. Saints and the Saints and Dolphins. So it's like 3 games.
The Saints almost beat the Bills. Even the Dolphins put up a good game against the Bills. Like none of these games did they win like really truly dominantly. And so the Bills just look bad. They've lost a lot of guys on defense to injury, and the offense. I mean, they've been getting by with these trash pass catchers, but it was always going to catch up with them. And that's exactly what's happening. Teams have figured out how they run that offense, and man, it's big trouble in Buffalo, I think. All right. Let's move on. Oh, breaking news. I did see this. Trey Hendrickson inactive tonight.
Is he really?
Big deal.
Holy cow. Man,
big
deal. Can't wait to talk about this.
We'll get into that here shortly. Let's talk about the Carolina Panthers. That's me. Big Steelers fan.
Yeah, look at that.
Gang.
Yeah, we're going to get into a big preview there with the Bengals Steelers tonight. Yeah, excited about that.
So Panthers, how do you feel about the Panthers? What's their biggest problem?
It's very similar to the Falcons, right? I mean, you have a quarterback who shows out really well on occasion, and then other times you're just like, what the heck is he doing? Like he's terrible. Looks awful. There are more issues than that. I mean, I think when they're not playing kind of like what we just said about the Bills, if the Panthers are not playing somebody who's bad defensively, just like when they played the Cowboys, right? I mean, they have like one of the worst defenses. Yeah, Bryce goes out there and he looks great, right? 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, whatever it was. Tech got T-Mac. Man, I keep saying that. T-Mac got 2 of those. So I don't know, man. Like the Panthers, I think have multiple issues that they have to work on. But it starts with the Bryce Young, and I don't know. I still think that they could win a few games, and I actually think that they could turn around and sneak into the playoffs. But I think that's as far as they could get. Like you sneak in with like a 9-8 record or something like that. But
yeah, I totally agree. They're second in the division right now. But that's a pretty slothful division, and I think the Falcons are definitely going to be the 2. Buccaneers 1. So Panthers are just kind of like a ticking time bomb. Biggest problems to me, I'll come back to Bryce Young because he needs it, but the pass rush is just non-existent as well. They did get Derek Brown back to help them in the center of the defensive line to stop the run, which has been great. They've been way better against the run. And their secondary is pretty good. JC Horn's having a good season, but they have no pass rush to speak of. The quarterbacks that play against them have plenty of time to make throws. Doesn't matter how good your secondary is. If they've got plenty of time to make throws, they'll be able to make them. So, but on the Bryce Young thing, it's just the inconsistencies. You know, one week we see Bryce Young and we're like, wow, he's so back, you know, 3 touchdowns and, you know, no interceptions. But then the next week it's like 3 interceptions and no touchdowns for like, you know, he goes 16 for 32, you know, and just like it's bad. And, you know, I think it's going to get helped out a little bit with Jalen Coker coming in. But yeah, Bryce Young has got to be more consistent, or they're just going to have to figure out a way to get a new quarterback moving forward, because they'll never be able to compete in that division if Bryce Young doesn't begin to step up.
Do you think they cut like Renfro if you know, once Coker comes back? Because isn't that what they did in the offseason? I thought they they like brought him on and cut him. Yeah. And then once Coker went down, they brought him back, right? So I don't know.
They may keep him. They may keep him, but yeah, I think he's definitely a cut candidate because Jimmy Horn's been playing well, and Jimmy Horn and Renfro play kind of the same slot position. So yeah, but Jalen Coker's going to be good. Keep your eyes on 2 guys
on that team named Horn. That's funny.
Yeah, JC and Jimmy.
Why did they take JC Horn before Pat Surtain? I'll never get over that.
It's questions we will ask ourselves, especially Panthers fans. Even though JC Horn's great. He's good.
Surtain. He's good. Surtain. Pat Surtain is great. JC Horn is good.
Yeah. All right. Chicago Bears. What do we see here? They've been playing a lot better, and they did win against the Commanders on Monday night. But how are we feeling?
I actually like the Bears a little bit. I like the Bears. Defensively, obviously, they could use some help. I feel like they're always allowing teams to stay in it. You know, they can never, even if they have a lead, they can never put the game away. But I mean, it is the NFL, so lots of teams are in that same position. You can't all have a glorious defense, I guess. But
yeah,
everybody needs defense, and I mean that's where it starts with the Chicago Bears. I mean, Caleb Williams is actually having like a sneaky good year. I think he's playing well in his second year. I mean, especially having, you know, Ben Johnson come in and really turning over everything that they did last year, right? So, I don't know, man. I think there are too many issues with the Chicago Bears that that we could go into, and it would take quite a bit of time to talk about all of those. But what do you think?
Totally. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think the defensive problems are the biggest problem because the offense is playing well. Caleb Williams is definitely playing, and he's being overshadowed a little bit because Drake May's breaking out in a big way right now. Mm-hmm. But Caleb Williams putting together a very good season. I definitely agree with you there. And it's only going to get better now that they're playing Luther Burden. So let's go. I did W in the chat if you are a Luther Burden fan like me.
I wish I could put one.
That's right. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
So did you watch that game on Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For a second there, I really thought Hail Mary 2.0. I really thought, oh my gosh, this is gonna happen again. It would be incredible, absolutely incredible, if Jaden Daniels got another shot just to throw that Hail Mary. But they were smart about it this time. You know, a lot smarter than the coaching that was present last year in Chicago.
Exactly. Yeah. The other problem I see with them is just Ben Johnson being way too locked in. I think the dude needs to relax some. And he is way too this is my personal beef, but he is way too fixated on Olamide Zaccheaus. I mean, there are so many teams that can tell you Olamide Zaccheaus is not the guy. And yet, even like Luther Burden had more snaps that he played in on Monday night. But like, even then, Olamide was on the field like the whole time, and just Ben Johnson's like dedication to what he thinks is the right move. I think he's got to kind of like relax, get over himself, you know, play some of these rookies. Colson Loveland's another one who hadn't been playing a lot. They've been playing Cole Kmet a lot over him. And, he's just,
the tight end position is hard though. In the NFL, the tight end position is ridiculous because it's really like 3 different positions. And, I mean, so you do have to give him some credit. Like, you can't always have like a Brock Bowers or a Tyler Warren that just shows up and they just are going crazy. But we don't know. I'm just saying that to say, like, we don't know what's going on. And I'm trying to be, the voice of reason. You
like
the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you like the Bears.
Yeah.
But that's enough on the Bears. Let's talk about tonight's team, Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and start this one. I can tell you the problem right now, and it's not the quarterback. I mean, that's an issue right now. The problem is Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor is a terrible play caller. He's touted as an offensive mind, and I'm not saying that he doesn't bring anything to the offense, but actually, our Bengals writer wrote about this, and we'll share a little bit more later. But Zach Taylor's just been very predictable with his play calling. Even as Burrow goes down, teams just know exactly what they're going to do. And so you see Browning throw all those picks in those games. And I mean, obviously, we've got one game of Flacco so far, and he played pretty well. But, they're just the play calling's horrible. I don't want to get too much into the Bengal stuff because I could sit here and trash them like super hard right now. I'll say this. They are right now on pace for 962 rushing yards on the season, which would be the lowest total for a team since 1948.
That is insane. That is so bad. And especially because this offseason, you were such a big like Chase Brown guy. And
I was so big on him.
Yeah. I mean, you take Joe Burrow out of the equation, that has a massive impact on the run game. Because nobody is respecting, the signal caller at that point. This is what I still think is like the biggest glaring issue, and probably a Zach Taylor issue. Probably starts with him, but exactly what Derpy said right here. Their defense is garbage everywhere, and it's just, I mean, granted, they're better than they were last year, but better than being, one of the worst defenses of all times is not necessarily a mega.
They're not as bad as the Ravens.
Yeah, true, man. You guys lucked out in that division. My goodness. You're going to have a
Tell
good year.
Tell me about it. Yeah. Tell me about it.
Dang.
The Bengals are just riddled with issues. We didn't even talk about the O-line.
Yeah.
But, the whole running game thing, I mean, at least half of that is an O-line stat, if not more. And the O-line's playing like Dookie. And that's why Burrow got hurt. And, no pity for them because they refused to draft O-line. So just bad. That's front office too. So they're just a mess all the way around. Classic case of a franchise being saved by a franchise player like Burrow. But what happens when Burrow's out? This is what happens. Yeah. So stay in the division. Let's talk about Cleveland Browns. What's the issue with the Cleveland Browns right now?
Obviously quarterback, right? I mean, we said this, was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. But, I said, if you are paying 8 quarterbacks, you have 0 quarterbacks. That means you have nobody at the helm. You have nobody controlling this team. And it's just uncertainty all around. Now, Dylan Gabriel actually looks okay. He looks decent. I don't want to say he looks like a starter yet. He looks good in his early action. But there's so much more to that. I mean, they're only putting up like 17 points a game right now. But they're surrendering like 30 points or something. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. But they also have one of the best defenses. So it's such a weird dilemma that they're in. But if you're on the offense and you're able to stay on the field longer, your defense isn't giving up 30 points a game because they're not on the field for these long sustained drives, Yeah, I don't know. They are seemingly always bad, and it's, I feel bad for Cleveland fans, man. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Browns, it's obviously the quarterback position. I don't think we need to go too much more into it. We knew they were a rebuilding team. I think the defense is really good. I just think the offense is not helping them at all, and it puts them in bad positions. I mean, teams' time of possession against the Browns is crazy. All right, looking at the clock, we got about 30 minutes. We've got quite a few teams left to go. So what we're going to do from here on out is we're just going to take turns. Each one of us talk about one team. I think the Bengals are going to turn around. Angel Rodriguez. I think this guy's an idiot. I'm just kidding.
Dang.
No, so shout out Chugi. That's my brother-in-law. Happy birthday. Everyone, happy birthday. Feliz cumpleaños to you, my boy.
Man,
love you.
I was like, that was kind of spicy just to say to somebody on the internet.
That's right.
I was like, I don't agree with this guy. Yeah.
All right, let's talk Cowboys. I'll take the Cowboys.
Okay.
Wait, you take the Cowboys because next team I want.
I talked about them already. Their defense gets dogged week in and week out. They just get drugged through the mud. I mean, they can't do anything. They can't stop literally anybody. And that's going to be the death of them this year. I'll just leave it at that. I mean, Dak is playing at an MVP level. Like, he's going crazy. Yep. George Pickens is going crazy despite CeeDee Lamb being out. Yeah, their defense is truly abysmal. Truly terrible.
It's really bad.
They're also rushing for like 150 yards a game. The Cowboys, like their
offensive line is awesome.
It's good. like their offense is good, but holy cow. Just you're on a sinking ship, and it's like you have somebody on the ship who just keeps poking holes in the boat. Like it's so bad.
Trey, if only there was like two guys who did a podcast together that were telling everybody early on in the season that the Dallas Cowboys were the Cincinnati Bengals of 2025.
Yeah.
I don't know who those guys are, but whoever they are, if you can find them, you should go like and subscribe to their YouTube channel. All right. Moving on. Denver Broncos. This is the one I wanted to take.
Okay.
And you can tell me if you agree or not.
Sure.
To me, the biggest problem is the offense altogether looking sluggish. It's a combination of some play calling stuff, which is surprising with Sean Payton, but the play calling's been bad. The running game has not been as effective. There's certain games they have good run games, but just it's up and down. And Bo Nix, obviously Bo Nix is not having a terrible season, but when guys like Caleb Williams and Drake May are having these breakouts in year two, you have to wonder what's going on with Bo Nix. Same weapons as last year. And they just, you just watch that London game. It's probably not a great game to judge them on, but it is a game in their film, room right now where they scored 13 points. And really squeaked that win out. And it's
they
not
should have lost that game.
They should have lost that game. And so just all together, it's not just one player. I know it'd be easy to sit here and go, well, Bo Nix. It's not all on Bo Nix, but it's the whole offense as a whole is just not playing at the same level that they were last year.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Watching the Broncos as a Broncos fan is like, it's disappointment, right? We're 6 weeks into this thing. You're 4-2, so you feel good about being 4-2, but you're disappointed because the offense doesn't look like it's taken. Not only has it not taken the next step, it looks like it took a step backwards. Just like you said, they're not performing as well as they did last year. Now, you can also spin it another way and say, okay, well, they're 4-2 and their offense is trash. Imagine what happens when they finally get it together. I read this on Twitter this past week. I forget who posted it. Somebody named Lindsay. She said the Broncos are so interesting. They I feel like they could beat anybody in the league any Sunday. I also feel like they could lose to anybody in the league on any Sunday. And I was like, dude, yes, that is exactly what it feels like. It's just like, it's so volatile with the Denver Broncos. Now they also seemingly Dre Greenlaw is supposed to make his appearance, his first appearance this week. Couldn't come at a better time when they're playing Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart, who those guys love to run. So if he's playing, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, you're right. Offense is like the biggest thing for the Broncos. And I hope they start clicking soon. I hope we go on a roll.
Yeah. All right. Detroit Lions. Trey, what's the problem with the Lions?
Man, I don't know. I honestly don't know what's wrong with the Lions, because some weeks they look like a juggernaut and other weeks they just look last week. Everybody's been beating the Chiefs, and then the Lions come out there and it's almost like they're scared to do anything. And I don't know if, it's just a mentality thing. What do you think? What do you think about them?
Yeah. That right there reminds me of Goff back in Los Angeles with the Rams, where like he was great against these bottom tier teams, and then against these higher tier teams, just disappeared. To me, the biggest issue is just the offense as a whole. Obviously, it's hard to say that when they go and put up 52 and 40 something and 30 something, but they were playing some pretty bad teams when they put up those point totals. They play the Packers week 1 and they can't move the ball at all. They play the Chiefs, and they struggled that whole game. And
Mhm.
to me, and me and Caleb talked about this Sunday night. It was like, look, if they keep calling this halfback dive, HB belly, HB up the gut, whatever with Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm going to scream
Yeah.
because like Gibbs is a guy that you need to get out in space, give him room to run. That's where the last 2 years he has dominated.
Yeah.
That's why he was like a top 3 pick in fantasy football this year. And what do? They're running Jahmyr Gibbs up the gut, like, 3 series in a row. And then they bring in David Montgomery to relieve him. And what do they do with Montgomery? Straight up the middle. And it's just so bad. I think they're, not utilizing those playmakers. And so those 2 guys have been kind of neutralized by other teams, like especially good teams. And then they're forced to throw the ball. And I think we're seeing the Jameson Williams is kind of whatever. Amon-Ra's great. But, you put him up against a corner like Trent McDuffie, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, you just see that he struggled to get open down the field. And so, yeah, I just think the Lions offense is not clicking. They also got some problems in the defensive side, but we don't want to take too much time on them. Let's move to the Green Bay Packers. This was a team I would have loved to put at the bottom 5 to have a roast sesh on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Packers, and you can add in whatever you want.
Cool.
The problem with the Packers is a combination of both Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is a mid quarterback. Everybody was talking about him as the guy. He played well that first year. He really got the start and definitely surprised me. But since then, he has proven to me nothing of him being like a top quarterback option. Like we talked about it preseason, he's like a 15-ish quarterback in the league, and so Jordan Love is struggling. They got all these weapons, but they're not really true weapons. And really, to me, truly, it's Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is the offensive mind, the offensive play caller, and he might be scheming this up. I think Logan brought this up. He might be scheming this offense up to adjust for how bad Jordan Love's abilities are. But even when LaFleur was the head coach with Rodgers, you saw him sabotaging games. And so Matt LaFleur to me just feels like the biggest terrorist in football. He's the new hip head coach. He's from the Shanahan line, and he's got the suave hair. He's good looking, all this stuff. He's supposed to be this mastermind, and it's just the grossest brand of football you will ever see. And so when the offense is not clicking, the defense is good. It's been exposed a little bit here recently. And so the team just hasn't been as dominant as we thought they were after the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting because like he actually has a pretty good stat line this year. His completion percentage is right at 70%. He's only got 2 interceptions on the year to 9 touchdowns. And he's, I mean, his passer rating actually is like 110. But stats don't really tell the story. I mean, you can talk stats all day long, but then, I mean, you and I talk about this all the time, but there's an eye test that you have to pass as an NFL player, period. Like you have to be able to look and say, oh, that guy is good. Like if you showed somebody a game of football, say, okay, here's Tom Brady. Where does this guy stack up against Tom Brady? Right. So I don't know. When you watch him, it just looks uninspiring. I think that's the word that I'm looking for with Jordan Love. But yeah, I won't beat them up too much more. Neither of us are Jordan Love guys. But
yeah, that's totally fine. Not as good as I would have thought they would be right now.
Yeah.
But let's move forward. Houston Texans is next. Take up Trey.
Yeah, they are also a very confusing team because they look like dog water at the beginning of the season. And then they had, what was that one game? I think it was against the Ravens, actually, where they put up like 44 points. And they finally put together a complete team. Their defense is insane. It is absolutely incredible. But something's happening with CJ Stroud and that whole offense. They obviously don't really have a running game, right? So that's going to affect a lot of things. If nobody respects the run, they're just going to drop back and, just defend the pass. And it's working. It's working. So it's as long as you can score more than like 16 points, you should be able to beat the Houston Texans, which is not a good position to be in.
No, not at all. The offensive line and CJ Stroud, it's just been brutal this year. I'm going to go ahead and keep it rolling. Indianapolis Colts. Hard to say what the problems are with the Colts. They're 5-1 right now. They're top of the AFC right now. To me, the biggest issues for them is just the secondary is really bad. Obviously, Puka put I can't remember who the cornerback was, but put him into retirement. It was like their only somewhat decent corner. And now the remainder of their corners are like UDFAs, cast offs from other teams. It's just a secondary of farmers. And that's why all these games, doesn't matter if they play the Cardinals or if they play the Eagles, they're allowing a ton of points. So that and losing Schrader, I'd say was definitely a big hit because Spencer Schrader was balling the kicker. But not a whole lot bad to say about the Colts, especially a team that we thought was, I think at one point you were saying that they might be like the worst team in the league, and I was not that far off.
I did say that. And I can say, I can own up to my my miscues, if you will, my terrible projection. I did say before the season started, I think they will be the worst team in the league. They're number one in the AFC right now. That's how far off that was. But nobody saw this coming. That's not true. Somebody commented on one of those, and I think it was Lehigh Sky High, who was like, I think Daniel Jones is going to have like a crazy year in Indy. So maybe we need to reach out and put them on the show, every week.
Yeah, I know, right?
Crystal
come on,
ball.
Lehigh, come on back.
Yeah,
bring out your crystal ball. I mean, there's always a team like that comes out and surprises us, and nobody could have seen it coming. And another team that's like that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're playing really well right now. I think they've only got 2 losses so far on the season. They beat the Chiefs 2 weeks ago. Been looking very good. The defense has been the part that's been so surprising.
Right.
Very good on the defensive side of the ball. So to me, the biggest problem with the Jags is Trevor Lawrence. And that's hard to say because Trevor's played decently well. And you could say even that he was the reason they won that game against Kansas City. And I wouldn't argue with you. But here's the problem. He plays that way against Kansas City, played a really good game. But then, game before that, he's very mid. He's throwing picks. He's overthrowing his receivers. I mean, he's throwing these hospital balls to Brian Thomas Jr. And obviously some of those Brian Thomas could go for. But they seem like out of sync, the whole offense in a lot of games. And even that win against the Chiefs, I keep bringing that up. But, they kept like stumbling. It was the like most stumbly style win I've ever seen where, it's the Chiefs are definitely going to win here. And
that's a perfect word choice too, because he stumbled then they stumbled and then won the game on that weird touchdown, like the dumbest touchdown I've ever seen.
That literally summed up the entire game. And I didn't even think about that. I wasn't trying to do that intentionally. So that was pretty good. I mean, that just described the whole game for them. Speaking of the Chiefs,
I think that will describe their season too. I think they're going to stumble a few times. Like I think they've had a good beginning of the season, almost half of the season now. But I think they're going to run into a couple teams where they just get knocked down a few pegs. They'll probably make the playoffs as a wild card team. But similar to who were we talking about earlier? Where I was like, I was saying like the Panthers could even like sneak in and but that's it. Like that's their ceiling. I think that's their ceiling is like a first round exit. The Jags,
right.
I mean.
Right.
But I agree with you.
Cool. Speaking of the Chiefs.
You
want to talk about the Chiefs? I'll give it to you. The biggest Chiefs hater I've ever met.
I don't know if I'm the biggest Chiefs hater, but I am a noted, documented Chiefs hater. Their run game is abysmal. It's not as bad as some teams. It's not as bad as the Texans, but it's bad. It's not good. I mean, Kareem Hunt doesn't have it. Isaiah Pacheco doesn't have it. Brashard Smith is not getting enough touches for us to know. And then they're, last year they won a lot of these like really close 1-score games. And this year it's been the complete opposite. All those 1-score games, they're not winning like any of them. And so you start to wonder, like, is is that the weakness of the Chiefs now? Like, are they now poorly coached? I don't know. I mean, that was once a strength of theirs, and now that it seems like a pretty glaring weakness. Is like if you keep it within one score, it's a good chance you win that game. So I don't know. I mean, that obviously not a whole lot bad to say about them anymore. They've actually looked really strong the last couple of weeks. Despite losing to the Jags, like they still put up, high numbers, and the, defense was looking good. And, if it wasn't for that Patrick Mahomes 6, which Devin Lloyd, by the way,
Great play.
Yeah, he's got 4 interceptions this year. It's crazy for a linebacker. That's so crazy.
Insane.
Anyways,
he's playing lights out.
Yeah, he is awesome. Anyways, yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs, they've got a few things to work on, but it seems like every week they get closer and closer to what the Chiefs are that we know and hate.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. I see them playing a lot better once Rashi comes back, but they definitely got to fix the run game, because deep into the season, you need to have somewhat of a run game. But let's move on. Los Angeles Chargers, I'll take them. The offensive line is chopped, losing Rashawn Slater early in the year, losing Joe Alt, which apparently he is coming back. Sometimes players get put on IR, and I immediately just expect full season. But it sounds like Alt is going to come back this year, so that's good.
The short term, like the 4-week IR?
Yeah, the short term. They need to say that. Like, he will now be on short-term IR rather than he will now be placed on IR. It's like, okay. But yeah, the offensive line is just, as soon as the offensive line started losing pieces, the offense stopped being that very efficient monster it was in those first 2 games on the year. And Herbert struggling. The run game has struggled a lot. They've got injuries with O'Mari and Hampton, and now they're running Kamani Vidal. And the defense has really struggled too in a lot of ways. And some games are playing well, specifically against the pass, but they are getting toasted by running backs. And so that's been a big problem for the Chargers. They've got to start winning in the trenches if they want to have any shot of making a run, getting into the playoffs, and making a run in the playoffs. So, speaking of Los Angeles, you want to take the Rams? You like the Rams? Yeah,
I do like the Rams, but I see you have a note here, which is perfect. The Rams, they kind of just whoever they're playing, like that's the level they're going to play at. So if they're, if they go play the Miami Dolphins, expect it to be a close game. If they're going to play when they played the Houston Texans in week 1, right? Like they didn't do anything on offense, and neither did Houston. And they, it was like a very, very interesting defensive struggle, 9-14, 23 total points between those two teams who, some people here had, as a dark horse Super Bowl contender in the Houston Texans. Anyways, not me. It wasn't me. But yeah, dude. I think that they just need to play their game. I think Sean McVay just needs to get back to his roots and just say, okay, we have a good defense. We've got a crazy good offense. We're going to play our game. You guys just have to stop us, instead of going, okay, let's meet them where they're at, and let's, try and let's try and battle from there. It should be right. You guys see if you can stop us. Like that's how any NFL team should operate, and it just doesn't seem like they're doing that. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks in a row. They go and play San Fran, and obviously get upset on Thursday Night Football, which was wild. Yeah, Mac Jones. They're playing a bunch of second stringers, and it's kind of like, it felt like when they came out, they were just getting curb stomped immediately. And so they had to play from behind the whole game. Then you fast forward to this past week against the Ravens. Ravens, obviously terrible defense right now. No Lamar Jackson. And the Rams, they just couldn't stop. They couldn't stop Derrick Henry for one. Yeah. But they only scored 17 points. Was it 17 or 14? I can't remember. I think it was 17. And it's just a really bad game from one of the offenses, or the NFL's premier offenses. So just crazy. All right, moving to the Vikings, and I'll take the Vikings. It's a quarterback problem. Obviously it's too early to tell on JJ McCarthy. He's played 8 quarters of football right now,
And one of those quarters has been good, but he's been injured and has not gotten to play. And this is his rookie season. So they brought in Carson Wentz. And there's no hope for a Carson Wentz like career revival. He is not like Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold. Shout out to both of those guys who are balling, absolutely balling right now. But Carson Wentz is not that. He's a serviceable backup. But yeah, the Vikings need an answer at quarterback and quick. They've got a really good team. Arguably, I would say that team is in a Super Bowl window with a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And without that quarterback, things are crumbling. So short and sweet on the Vikings. They need a quarterback.
Yeah. I agree.
You want to speak? Go ahead.
No, that's all. Yeah, I was just saying I agree with that. Yeah.
You want to speak on the Patriots?
Sure. Patriots are also a pretty exciting team to watch right now, and something that Alex is working on for his piece. I know, or it might be out already. Actually, Alex is our Fan Feed Network writer for the Patriots. He was talking about the return of Vrabel to Tennessee. Almost like a revenge game.
Right.
And I think. I don't know, man. Like it's hard to think about where they could improve. They need some more weapons, I think, offensively and specifically the running back situation. Why we said this last week, why aren't you using Travion Henderson?
Right.
Why is he not the focal point of that running game? I mean, I don't know. We should have seen this coming because something Alex also said in the preseason is, when Ramondre Stevenson had, what was his name? That other running back right beside him,
Antonio Gibson.
Was it? No.
Travion.
No. I mean, like a few years ago, like he had this incredible season. Ramondre Stevenson did because, gosh, I can't remember. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But Alex kind of told us, hey, Ramondre is probably going to be a pretty big focal point of this season. And he is, but I think that you could unlock a whole nother level of offense if you just, that rookie that you drafted who has explosive speed, like that is who you want with the ball in his hands. Yeah. I mean, I know he's fumbled a couple times, right? Like there's probably some trust issues there, but
with Ramondre, Travion hasn't fumbled. I mean, it's just Ramondre. And that's the big problem. I think, like, going off what you're saying is the running game as a whole. It's the same thing as the Lions. And it's so weird that it's, oh gosh, who's their offensive coordinator? Why is my mind blanking?
The Lions?
Josh McDaniels. Sorry, Patriots. Josh McDaniels. In the Tom Brady era, they used James White. They used Kevin Falk. They used these little scat backs all the time. And, so they'd have a big back and then a scat back. It was hard to trust any of their running backs in fantasy. And honestly, that's how you run this offense. Use Ramondre as your hammer and then get Travion out in space. What they're doing is they're just trying to get everybody to run up the middle. And I don't know if it's just this NFL shift right now that we're seeing where teams are running the ball a ton, that all teams are trying to force their running backs to go up the middle. But you got to look over at like Miami, who's a dumpster fire, but the run game is so good. And it's because they use Ollie Gordon. And even if Ollie Gordon's not super effective up the middle right now, so far, it opens up lanes for A-Chain, split out wide, running routes and even running toss plays and stretch plays. Like that's what they need to do with Travion, because he wasn't necessarily good at, just running straight into the line in college, but he was great when you got him out in space. This is how they used him at Ohio State. Quinshon Judkins was the hammer. And so it's just a commitment to a bad game plan to me. But moving on from that, the Saints, it's hard to say what's really bad about the Saints because one, we knew they were going to be bad coming into the year. And two, new coaching staff is actually doing a great job with what they've been given. And the Saints are actually putting on like they're just playing some exciting games. To me, like the problem is going to be the quarterback position. Because the defense is playing well. The defense is playing very well. If they had a quarterback right now, I think that they could be a pretty like surprisingly good team. But Rattler, and even though Rattler's played well, I'm not saying he's played bad. He is just very conservative as a quarterback, and so he's not a game changer. He's a manager, and I just think the Saints, they got a lot of work. Really, not like a ton of work to do, but they've got a lot of work to do on the offense. Shore up the offensive line, get a new quarterback, add some weapons. I hear Olave's on the trade block, so maybe he's gone. So that means they won't really have any receiving options. So they're going to need to overhaul this offense. But Kellen Moore is doing a fantastic job in New Orleans.
Yeah, he's good, man. Kellen Moore is good. Wildly underrated, I think, or
super underrated.
And I won't even say that because I feel like people who know his name know how good he is. But I don't know. It's like this guy. He's good. Like we're going to be talking about this guy for like the next 15 years in the NFL. That's the good thing about the Saints. You're right. Quarterback is an issue for most of these teams, right? Because I mean, it's so hard to have a good quarterback. But yeah. All right.
Yeah. I just think that especially seeing Kellen Moore leaving Philly and how bad Philly's offense has been without him, and then seeing how well the Saints have played just shows how good of a coach Kellen Moore is. But speaking of good coaches, New York Giants, Brian Daboll, he might have saved his job. What do you think about the Giants? What's their
I mean, you see Daboll going into the tent. Like, is that even allowed? I don't even know if that's allowed to go check
like 36 people in that tent.
Yeah, I guarantee he's never done anything like that to Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes or Russell Wilson or anybody I swear he's never done that. Man, they're fun right now, but they obviously the loss of Malik Neighbors. That's the big thing. And then outside of that, Wandale's actually good. He's actually good, but you can't just rely on one receiver. As somebody who's a Broncos fan who's watched them just have Cortland Sutton for the last 8 years, and that's it, man. I'm telling you, that's not a winning formula. You got to have several pieces. But Theo Johnson's coming on. He's looking pretty good. In a tight end spot.
Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Yeah.
You know a lot about Lil Jordan.
Man, I like Lil Jordan Humphrey. But he went to New York. He actually was offered a spot back in Denver. But he went to New York because he was basically guaranteed more playing time. And I think he ended up on their practice squad, but because of the loss of Malik, they brought him up. And so technically he was correct. He's got more opportunity there. So don't blame him for going there. But it does kind of scare me about the game coming up this week, just because he knows Sean Payton. He was there last year. He knows the offense that they run. So I don't know. I mean, anyways, I think, the receiving core as a whole is probably like their biggest thing. Defensively, I think they also need some help, maybe in the secondary specifically. Right. Their line is sick. Their defensive line is sick. But if they can get a star corner back there, like if they traded for JC Horn or something, I mean, who knows, man? Like the Giants could be nasty. They could be good.
Yeah, they're very exciting right now. All right, we're gonna rush. Philly Eagles, I'll take them. Kevin Patullo sucks. OC. The offense has just been so bad, so just whacked out. And my biggest problem is Jalen Hurts just being completely unfazed that they're not playing well, and now he's just not worried at all because he's been trained, PR trained. Man, we ain't worried. Nah, we're not worried. It's we take it one game at a time. A wise man treats wins and losses the exact same. Dog, y'all are losing. Like you're losing. You lost to the Broncos. Like you're not losing a ton of games, but like, your offense is so bad and so gross. The writing's on the wall for the Eagles. Even if you get to the playoffs and your offense is playing like this, how can you expect to make it far? And I just hate all of it. So that's it for the Eagles. Steelers. What do you have on the Steelers, Trey?
Oh, you want me to talk about the Steelers? I think
this works out perfect.
You're more qualified to talk about the Steelers, I think. Well, I mean, I can take a shot at it. So we talked about running game a little bit a second ago, but where is it? I mean, and you can tell
31st in the league.
Is it 31st? Oh my gosh.
31st in the league in yards per game, rushing yards.
That sucks. Yeah. Where's Caleb Johnson? Why aren't they putting him? I mean, just like we said with, Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson, why is Caleb Johnson not more? If you're already that bad, if you're already the second worst in the NFL, why not make a change? I understand if things are working out well for you, but make a change if you're doing terribly. I don't know. Logically, that makes sense to me, but there's got to be something else going on. I don't know. Maybe he's made a rude comment about Tomlin's wife or something. I don't know.
You remember the fumble and the on the kickoff, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what it is.
So he's in jail. He's in fumble jail.
So he's been in fumble jail. He actually had a couple of carries in the last game, and so they're trying to cycle him in. So that's good. Yeah, and I'll just add to that really quick. The offensive line is just still average and struggling, especially in the run game. The offense itself is just what I would call anemic, where it's like you've got DK Metcalf, and then like who else on that offense is anybody afraid of? Like I love Jalen Warren, but I don't think anybody's afraid of Jalen Warren. Maybe they're afraid of Darnell Washington just because he's big as a house. But like, I mean, their wide receiver 2 and 3 are tight ends. Like they need other weapons on the offense. Apparently they're in the there's some trade rumors about getting a receiver, but who knows?
Chris
San
Olave?
Francisco. I would love Chris Olave.
Man,
I would love Chris Olave.
Who wouldn't love Chris Olave? I guess the Saints.
Idiots.
But
Idiots would not love Chris Olave.
Man.
All right. San Francisco 49ers. This is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Indian burial ground curse. They got injuries everywhere.
I think
Fred
when
Warner
they built
just got hurt.
I think when they built that new stadium, it had to be on an Indian burial ground or something. They are cursed, man. Like
straight up.
I've never seen a team more injured than. And what's crazy is that the Niners are like still winning games, with nobodies like that. I mean, I know you sing his praise all the time, but Kyle Shanahan is doing an incredible job out there. Yeah. Man, I can't believe they're winning games with all of the injuries that they have. But Kittle's supposed to be coming back soon.
Yeah. I was just going to say, this is nothing new for them. This has continued over the last couple of years, and you have to wonder, what the heck is going on? I mean, your boy, Dre Greenlaw. Yeah. You remember the Super Bowl, going out on the, opening kickoff and just running off the sideline and tears his freaking Achilles. It's insane. I've never seen anything like it. Seattle Seahawks. Trey, what's going on with the Seattle Seahawks that could be better?
Well, another young and exciting team. I mean, you already said Sam Darnold he's playing lights out, and he is. Yeah. I can't believe the resurgence that he's had. I just want to take a second to say that Sam Darnold, man, he looks so good, and it wasn't just a one-off thing last year. I might be the Kyle Shanahan effect, right? 2 years ago, he was with San Fran, and just learned from them, and went to Minnesota, was great. Now is in Seattle, is great. But they're not allowing him to do they're not. I guess putting him in the best position to succeed. And you and I are both big Kenneth Walker guys. And for whatever reason, they're not feeding him. And maybe they're just worried he's going to get injured again. But I don't know, man. Charbonnet is good. I think he's a good backup, but I don't think he's it's a 1A, 1B with Kenneth Walker and Sharp, or it shouldn't be. I think there's a very clear difference in which running back is the better among them. Yeah.
No, 100% agree. I think it's a game management, injury management thing for Kenneth Walker, but it just sucks when Kenneth Walker is so obviously the better choice. And, even last week, it sucks because both running backs were bad. So the running game just hasn't been there, which was Clint Kubiak's big thing coming in from the Saints. He was a running, game guru. I will say I can't believe I missed the signs with Sam Darnold. I was not very high on him coming into the season.
Me neither.
If you remember last year, the first 2 games the Saints played before everybody on their offense died from injuries, Derek Carr had 8 or 9 touchdowns through 2 games. It was a ton. And Darnold's kind of doing the same thing. So, all right, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, really not a whole lot of negatives to say other than they're just getting hit real bad with the injury bug on offense.
Yeah.
all their receivers are hurt. They're starting Tez Johnson and Cameron Johnson. Both are last name Johnson. Look at that. Those will be their starting receivers, as well as Sterling Shepard.
Baker's still going crazy.
And Baker's still going crazy. Yeah. MVP.
Yeah. Man, he's
MVP.
He's really good.
And I'm going to publicly just apologize to Drew D. Pollinger. He came on the show, gave a hot take about the Buccaneers early on in the season. And we kind of trashed his take because he was talking that the Buccaneers, I can't remember the exact take. We'll pull it up in like a week or two when we do our review of hot takes. But yeah, he was just saying that Baker was going to lead them to the playoffs, another 4,000-yard passing season. And we were like, yeah, we just don't see it happening. They lost Liam Cohen. And now look at us, me and Trey, egg on our face. So shout out to Drew. Well done, man.
Yeah, we get some things right, but we get some things wrong too. It's if we knew everything, man, we'd be very rich men.
Yeah, and it also wouldn't be fun anymore. It'd just be so rich, it wouldn't even be funny. Last team, Washington Commanders. What are you seeing with the Commanders, Trey?
Same exact thing as the Bucks. You got defensive issues, and you have the injury bug, and that's what's been derailing them. They just lost to the Chicago Bears, and you wonder like is I don't know. Jaden Daniels had a really bad interception, but he also threw like 3 touchdowns in that game that looked incredible. And I wonder if the injury, if that was just a bad decision, or if like the injury was affecting him on that interception. I don't know. But also a fun team, also a fun team to keep up with, and I'm excited to see. I think they're going to get better too, but yeah, their defense just does not look sharp. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they can stop anybody again. Caleb Williams just went out and tore him up. So they got to figure out something. I don't know.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. All right. So that's all 27 teams. We've got 5 more. And these ones we're going to give some special attention to because these are truly the worst of the worst, the bottom of the barrel, the trashiest of the trashiest.
Yeah.
And I'll start it out, and I'm going to go straight up to New York to the
wait. Do you want to do the
Jets?
You want to do the preview first? The game preview.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, it's 7:37. You would save the roast.
Yeah, let's do the roast at the very end.
Let's do that. We'll take a quick break.
5 worst teams. Yeah.
All right, Jets. Just know I'm coming for you. All right. Well, let's talk about this game tonight. It's obviously Steelers at Bengals. I'll just share a very interesting stat. You ready for this?
Okay. I think I know where you're going with this. I think I know.
Steelers. What, negative on the Steelers?
No. Okay. Okay. Let's hear it. I got one for you too.
Steelers are 2-9 in road games on Thursday nights. 2-9. So they and they've lost. I mean, I think like 4 of those games they were favored in. So they are historically bad on Thursday night, especially when they don't play at home. Obviously, this game on paper looks like an easy Steelers win, but it's a divisional game. Flacco's in, and Mike Tomlin loves Joe Flacco. I don't know if you saw him talking in the press conference last week about how mad he was with the Browns GM for trading a quarterback to a division rival mid-season.
Yeah.
He was like, what are you doing? It's just like so dumb. So that's my stat. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, did you know like this is the how do I phrase this? This meeting is like the 2 oldest quarterbacks meeting in a game. Did you see that?
It's the
like,
Unk Bowl.
Yeah, the Unk Bowl. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is 41 and Joe Flacco is 40.
The Icy Hot Bowl.
Joe Flacco looks so much better than Aaron Rodgers, just physically. If you look at their faces, Joe Flacco, he's like, oh man, what a respectable man. And Aaron Rodgers looks like he was hit by a truck yesterday. Like, man, it's just
the ayahuasca, dude. That's just the ayahuasca.
Yeah. Doing drugs and stuff.
Joe doesn't do that.
We'll do that to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
All Joe takes is Tylenol.
Yeah.
So, that's why he is the way he is. All right. So we actually, our Bengals writer was going to come on, Julia, but she was surprised with some tickets to the game. She's like 20 minutes from the stadium. So good for her. Shout out Julia.
So she
gave us
She's gonna
Huh?
be reporting live from the stadium and hit. No, that'd be
That's
sweet though.
right.
She's
Yeah.
on the
We
sideline.
gotta do that.
Yeah.
We gotta do that. We'll do that one day. But yeah, we gave her some questions, and yeah, so we're just gonna bring up some of the questions that we gave her so that we can hear kind of her takes on the Bengals. And Trey, if you have any questions for me on the Steelers in regards to these questions, ask away, because yeah, I didn't plan for any questions for myself, which was poor planning on my part. But so the first question I had asked Julia was just, how does it feel after 1 week of the Joe Flacco experience? And has the outlook on the rest of the season changed much with his arrival? Do you have that?
Yeah, I see it.
For that?
She basically
Yeah,
said she's got like mixed feelings with Joe Flacco, and I think everybody does, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, anybody who's had him on their team, you're like, this kind of sucks. Like, he's a veteran, he's okay at times, but he sucks. She said she's cautiously optimistic about it, which I think is a very safe path to take with Joe Flacco, because you really never know what you're going to get. You could get 4 touchdowns or like 3 picks. Like,
Yeah.
it's
yeah, very much so.
yeah. But yeah, she said she thinks that he's got a veteran calmness, just like I said. And that team's been missing that the last couple of weeks with Jake Browning. She doesn't think that the season is necessarily changing. That it's probably still the same, and moods lifted a little bit. That Cincinnati can be a little bit more competitive, like as they as they get further down the season. Kind of like Angel said. That's his name, right? Angel.
Angel.
Yeah. They're hoping that they can turn it around and just get a few more wins with slow with Joe. with Joe than they could with Jake Browning. So yeah.
Yep. No, I think Joe definitely brings something different to the team than Jake Browning. Jake Browning's just such a nobody really knows him, and when he starts playing bad, the just the vibes go down extremely hard.
Yeah.
But Joe, he's earned his respect. And so having him play, even if he plays bad, it's still like, okay, well, at least we tried. I still wish they went and got Jameis.
Yeah. Some other like interesting stats, like just with with Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco, is that Aaron Rodgers has, I think, 500, and he's got over 500 touchdowns, and Joe Flacco has almost exactly half of that. He's got like 260 or something, 250 something, which is very interesting. And they both have 1 Super Bowl ring and 1 Super Bowl MVP. Pretty interesting. It's just pretty interesting. And I think something like I think in terms of like yardage, like Aaron Rodgers also has like 60,000 yards, and Joe Flacco's got like 35 or 40. Like, it's just so much less, but just goes to show like how important the team is. It's not about individual accolades all the time, but anyway, we can get back to these questions you had for her.
Yeah. No. The other question I'd asked her was just asking about Zach Taylor. So like, how warm is the hot seat right now for Zach Taylor, and is he going to make it to the end of the season?
Yeah.
So what did she say?
Yeah, and she said he's on the hot seat. Offense has looked terrible, right? I mean, we kind of said that. Obviously, that's why they go make a trade for a quarterback. And a lot of that falls on him. And she actually said what you said earlier about Zach Taylor, is that he's just got predictable play calling. And he's not good at adjusting to different, or to those game plans that are game planning against him. It's not necessarily that they're game planning against these star players. They just have to beat Zach Taylor, and it's everyone's seemingly been able to do that. But she said, unless things like completely unravel, he's probably going to make it through the end of the season. And that's a good point, because what are they going to do? What's the alternative? I mean, firing a coach like mid-season, what is it? I mean, then you are really waving the white flag. Like, who are you going to come in? And I know Antonio Pierce did that with the Raiders a couple years ago, where I think, didn't they go to the playoffs? I think he came in.
I don't think they made the playoffs, but I think they were close.
Yeah, but it was really like a monumental like turnaround, but that's so rare to see something like that. So I agree with her that Zach Taylor probably will make it to the end of the season, and then have his coaching head cut off. But she said that ownership has shown patience with him, during Burrow's injuries, and you can kind of give him that cushion. But if she said basically, if anything, if it plays out the way that it's been playing out, for these last few weeks, then that's probably it.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I like Zach Taylor. I don't think has really added much to this team outside of the players that the organization has drafted, and he couldn't motivate me to make a sandwich. Quoted from my brother Caleb from a previous Sunday night show, and
Yeah,
it's so true. I mean, if you watch the Hard Knocks AFC North version last year, you would see that it was like Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh. Even Kevin Stefanski, leader of men, and then Zach Taylor. All right, guys, here's what we're gonna do. It's no.
or go
And
play
so
football.
to me, I'm willing to take the risk of a culture shift. If you fire him midseason, who's one of the other coaches there? I don't really know who the other coaches are there. I just the Bengals have to change something because I just don't think Zach Taylor bought himself so much time with that Super Bowl appearance, and that was literally nothing he did. In fact, that season was the season he actively tried to sabotage the offense by trying to become more balanced when they were just so incredibly good passing the ball. Didn't need to change that. So
Yeah.
Other question I asked Julia, how can the Bengals overcome the Steelers, who are currently on top of the division? So what do you have there, Trey, that she wrote?
She said they have to be disciplined and they have to control the pace. And I agree with that. You guys obviously, you guys and the Steelers obviously have a strong defense, and you guys create turnovers, and obviously those are game changers. I don't think the Bengals are very good at turnovers in their favor. At all this
They
year.
got an interception last game. That was
Oh,
cool.
let's go!
That was off a tip. So
that's their Super Bowl.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she just pointed to protecting footballs, not having those turnovers, avoiding the negative plays, and then maintaining the balance of pass to run,
Right.
which I think a lot of teams get away from, especially if they fall behind, right? That's what they try to do, is try to play catch up, but reality, you just need to, like she said, control the pace of the game and not try to chase the other team necessarily until it's fourth quarter and 5 minutes left and you're down by 2 scores. Then just start chucking it a little bit. But then she said defensively, Cincinnati's just got to win the early downs. They got to pressure old man Aaron Rodgers and not let him take control of the game. So that's pretty much what she said about that.
And I'll speak on the Steelers for how they can beat the Bengals tonight, and just give everybody some, information going into this game. So the defense is turning it up. Defense is playing really well right now. And shout out to Derek Harmon. This past week, after last week's game, Derek Harmon was the lowest rated defensive tackle rated, which is hilarious because if you watch the game, he was nothing more than a force. I mean, the Browns could not stop him. And it wasn't like he was, I guess the PFF was getting the rating based off certain stats that they need players to hit, but it doesn't tell the whole story. And the Browns were double teaming him and couldn't get any push on him. And he was pushing them back into the running back. So, Quinshon Judkins obviously has his worst game of the season. Yeah. And it's a credit to Derek Harmon coming in and just solidifying that line. Nick Herbig on the outside is balling right now. So obviously everybody wants to talk about TJ Watt because TJ Watt is, the defensive player of the year for the last 2 years, even though he gets rigged every year. But Nick Herbig on the opposite side, I mean, this guy is cooking right now. He had 2 sacks and had a chance for more last game. And there's a very good chance that tonight he could have 2 sacks, if not more.
Flacco's
flying off the edge. Yeah. So Flacco has to get the ball out early. And if he can't, then, they're coming after him and hard and fast. So the secondary's playing well. Joey Porter Jr. playing respectably, Jalen Ramsey playing respectably. So the defense is playing well. Offensively, like we talked about earlier, the offensive line is struggling. They're struggling to run the ball, which is just such a Steelers thing. Go and get Arthur Smith, and you still can't run the ball. It's just hilarious. So, yeah, it really, this game for them to beat the Bengals, to me, they need to focus in on DK Metcalf. And I think a sneaky option on the offensive side is both Jalen Warren and Darnell Washington. So, do you know much about Darnell?
A little bit. I mean, especially what you've said, but like past that, I haven't like done any research into him, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, so he was just a freak of nature coming out of college. He's fast as crap for a big guy. I think he runs like a 4.6 for like I think he's almost like 300. He's like 280 and 6'7", 6'8", big as a house. And I mean, you look at him when he lines up on the line next to Broderick Jones, and he looks bigger than the offensive lineman. There was actually talk in the offseason that the Steelers thought about like changing him from a tight end to a tackle. Because he is such a good blocker too. But they've started to get him worked into the pass game, which has been really interesting. And you saw him last week, the opening like drive. Had like a 30-40 yard catch down the sideline, and he was fast. He was booking it. I mean, obviously he got caught up with, but he's a guy that I think could step up in that lack of a wide receiver 2 position, and he's just a force. And there was one game this year I saw the Steelers play bully ball against a team. I think it might have been the Seahawks, and obviously they lost that game. But there were like 3 plays on this one drive where they just threw the ball to a point where DK could only catch it high up to where he had to jump and get it. Nobody else is out jumping DK. And then they did the same thing with Darnell Washington. I mean, it's just straight up bully ball in Pittsburgh, and I'm here for it. So, they just got to stop, force Joe Flacco to play from behind. The offense has got to get us on the board early, and we just got to play not conservative, but consistent and maintain the game.
So I guess those are your keys to the victory. That's how
they are. Yep.
Cool.
I just shifted right into it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So, and she had a couple keys to victory too. Julia did, and it's kind of she put a lot of this in your questions that you asked her prior, but she got 4 of them here. So in order for the Cincinnati Bengals to win tonight, they've got to obviously protect Joe Flacco. Direct correlation to what you said. You're gonna come off the edge to a statue in the middle of the pocket. She's saying give him a clean pocket to work with. Obviously, that's football 101. So, but yeah, it's obviously something that should be hammered into their heads heading into this. Limit turnovers and penalties. I think he can do that. I mean, I think Joe is good enough to know the different kinds of coverages and disguises that they may throw at him. It's not like he hasn't seen any of this before. So he's just got to make the right decisions. He's just got to play his game and look for Jamar Chase. That's what he's got to do.
Yeah.
But then she's saying establish run game early with Chase Brown and with Samaje Perine. I also agree with this. Samaje Perine is great out of the backfield. He's a great safety blanket. He also is a great blocker. So utilize him. And, especially like on those passing downs, but he can also run the ball. He's a running back, right? So he's good. But, and then I kind of, jumped the shark, as you say. But she said, get Jamar Chase involved. Definitely. You're paying him for a reason. So why not start, giving him the ball? Anyways,
right.
So
final score predictions.
Yeah, final score prediction. What do you got? Let's hear yours.
I'm going to go Steelers 24-13. I think Rodgers brings in a new era of consistency on the offense.
Yeah.
To where we don't lose those dumb games that we should win. Because a lot of those were caused by turnovers and stupid stuff like that. I just don't see the offense turning the ball over that much.
Yeah.
And so, I just think they play consistent. They go in, they get a win, business as usual. And Steelers sit pretty at the top of the division with like a 3-game lead.
Cool. All right, I'm just going to read verbatim what she wrote. She said, maybe I'm wishful thinking, but I think this game may be closer than most think. And Cincinnati shocks and comes out on top, 24-20. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm
good for her. I hope it happens for her sake. at the game, but I also, go Steelers. So
yeah, as an impartial fan to either of these teams, I think I actually probably do like the Bengals more than the Steelers, if I'm being completely honest with you. But
that's fine.
yeah, it's okay. But I'm about to dog them. I think they're going to get
Dog 'em.
crushed. Yeah, I think the Steelers are going to crush them.
Yeah.
And I think it could be like 24-10 or 24-7 or 6. Like, I think that's very realistic. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be. It's very predictable. I think Joe Flacco is predictable also. So it's recipe for disaster.
And they can't run the ball. So that whole phase is out. You're putting it all on Joe Flacco's back. It's just a mess for the Bengals right now. If they were in a little bit better of a position, this would definitely be a trap. But even though my head's like, there's got to be a trap, I just can't see it. Maybe we'll see it in about 15, 20 minutes, but who knows? So, all right, we're going to go into the rants. We got 5 rants to give, and then we're quickly going to go through the week 7 slate, give our predictions. But before we do that, one more time, we're going to hear a word from our sponsor for this show.
Ladies, we did the research for you. Fellas, pay attention. We've partnered up with Bonheur Jewelry. Bonheur is a celebrity favorite, eco-friendly jewelry company based in New York City. They're adored by stars such as Emma Watson, Gal Gadot, Katy Perry, Kim Kardashian, Kendall Jenner, and Hailey Bieber. Their designs have been featured in top publications including Vogue, Elle, V Magazine, and on major platforms. We love them. They have great pricing for luxury jewelry. It's something that you can start planning for before the holidays get here and get it early. Click on the link in our show notes below. You can sign up for 15% off your first order. When you support our partners, you support FanFeed Network. Check them out.
New York Jets, I'm coming for you. Let's get it. What in the world is going on with this offense? I mean, they're running the ball somewhat efficiently sometimes, but then you go to Denver. There's like no game plan. There's no idea of what to do against this defense.
Man,
they have completely unserious weapons outside of Garrett Wilson on the offense. I mean, you can tell me Mason Taylor, but he's a second-round tight end who's a Nepo baby, just straight up. I'll say it. His dad's Jason Taylor, so we probably wouldn't know who Mason was without his dad. The play calling is just absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
It's not utilizing this team's strengths. They're trying to make Justin Fields into like a pocket quarterback a lot of times when they need to get him moving, need to run a lot more play action. They're just so bad on the offense after that first week where they looked so good. And man, it's just hard to see a team and play like this and take them serious. Aaron Glenn is headed for the quickest one and done season in New York after, committing to Justin Fields in the offseason for 2 years, which, Fields is just not that good. And, unfortunately, we all wished he could be better. I think I like Justin Fields as a person, but man, the Jets just could feel completely unserious. I don't know if they'll win more than 2 games this year.
Yeah.
And for any NFL team, that's really bad. And Aaron Glenn touted as this great defensive coach. I mean, you hit it nail on the head in the offseason. You were like, he wasn't even that good of a defensive coach.
Yeah.
And I think that's the light is shining on that. I do not take the Jets serious at all. And what they're doing on offense is absolutely malpractice. And those coaches should be stripped of their titles and sent back to law school or whatever school they should have done before coaching.
Dang. Man, you really did dog them. Maybe you should have saved that one last. Holy cow. What do
It's
you?
okay, I got more.
You got
Wait.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Yeah, they're bad. And he's a bad coach. I mean, I watched this game in London where, that end of that first half. Did you see that whole sequence of events?
It's so bad.
Absolutely.
I didn't even bring that up. I was so mad.
Yeah. Yeah. Aaron Glenn, what are you thinking? I mean, you even have Garrett Wilson coming up to you on the sideline after they basically have to go into halftime by, doing nothing. They have like a minute left on the clock and you could easily get into field goal range. Easily. And they just squander it. It's just, nobody knows what's going on. It's, man, miserable. I'm so sorry. And, you and I talked to Jessica, who's our Jets writer, the other day,
Yeah.
yesterday, I think, and she was like, it's not fun talking about the Jets right now. And I can't imagine it is. I mean, and we're not even fans of the Jets, and we're
Yeah.
like mad at them.
Yeah.
Imagine what it's
free
like.
Brees Hall.
Yeah. Free him.
Free him.
Free Garrett Wilson. Free them all.
Free
man.
Garrett Wilson. Free them
Yeah.
all. Send them free.
Yeah.
Just set fire to this roster completely.
Yeah.
Get rid of Aaron Glenn. It's just bad.
Send Sauce over to the Giants, man. You don't even have to leave the stadium.
Right.
Send him right over there, man.
That's right. They need him.
Yeah.
All right. You want to hit us up with some Dolphins fire?
Yeah. Yes. Let's go with the Dolphins. They've got, they're obviously fast on offense. They've got a lot of speed over there, but it's not doing anything for them. They've won one game this year. And they're actually not terrible on offense. They're scoring a little over 22 points a game, which is fine, but their defense is bleeding. 29 points a game is what they're allowing. They've only got like 548 rushing yards through 6 games. Which is obviously a little under 100. That's not where you want to be with Devon Achane and Ollie Gordon in your backfield. You should be able to do so much more than that. It's Tua. Like Tua, you talked about this on Sunday, but he probably is like the worst quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
He's so bad, and he's throwing his whole team under the bus. And I know he apologized for it, but you still did it. You lose the respect of everybody around you when you do that. And if you lose the locker room, you lose the season. That's it. It's done. It's over with. I mean, I don't know where they go from here. The season is quickly crumbling for them, and they have nothing good to talk about. I don't know. It sucks, dude. It sucks to be to watch the Dolphins, and it sucks if you're a fan of them. I don't know.
Yeah. The only good part about the Dolphins is Devon Achane, and if he doesn't get traded, it's going to get worse. And honestly, him not paired with Mike McDaniels is just something I don't want to be prepared for in the NFL.
Yeah. Luckily, they all
Mike
live in
McDaniels.
Miami. They can just go to the beach whenever they want to.
That's right. All right, I'm going into the Titans, and I'm giving it to them.
Dang.
Tennessee. How does the roster get this bad? How have you been drafting? You haven't been trading draft picks. How are you drafting so badly that your starting lineup is Tony Pollard at running back, Calvin Ridley, Alec Ayamanor, 4th round guy who's played okay, but a 4th round guy nonetheless. Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett, as your supporting cast for your brand new rookie quarterback. Your offensive line, you have Dan Moore Jr., ex-Steelers offensive lineman from last year when the Steelers offensive line was atrocious. Peter Skoronski, who has T-Rex arms. The team is just bad. The defense, is old, decrepit. Not a lot of exciting players there. Jeffrey Simmons is a guy that you should be trading. And I saw a report today that they are sticking with Jeffrey Simmons. He's 30 years old. There's no sense in it. There's no sense in it. You need to make moves to support your quarterback, or else Cam Ward is going to flame out in this league so fast. And this is why Brian Callahan got fired. Now, I'm not sure who's coming in to be the interim coach right now. I've already heard that they're looking at Arthur Smith for your head coaching position for next year. Listen, guys, can I tell you something? A little secret. Arthur Smith is not a good head coach. We have so much data on this.
Yep.
He is not a good head coach. He's barely a good offensive coordinator. He was saved by Derrick Henry. Right now, he's being saved by Aaron Rodgers. Last year's offense was not very good. This is just abysmal. It's bad ownership, bad front office work. You've not drafted a good team. You're not putting your team in a position to win. You're paying so much money to old players to put on a line for stopgaps. It's time for an absolute rehaul of this team. You need to overhaul the entire thing. You need to bring weapons in. Chris Olave should be on your list, even if you're not competing this year. Chris Olave is a guy you should be bringing in. He's like 24 years old. He's a guy that can be Cam Ward's best friend for the next 5-6 years. But no, we're going to go with Calvin Ridley, who's had a long injury history, sat out a full year for gambling on the NFL, and has done really nothing the last like 3 years. The Titans are just an absolute mess. I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. And yeah, this is just once again, malpractice in building an NFL franchise. I have built Madden teams better than you have in 1 to 2 years, with the difficulty settings set all the way high than you have for like the last 5 years. Like, you're asleep at the wheel. I'm done. No more Titans. You're done.
Sheesh.
You're fired.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, they're bad. They're averaging 13 points a game. What do you think is going to happen? My gosh. Anyways,
they're killing Cam Ward, man.
I don't know. Yeah,
I think Cam Ward's good.
Like Chris Olave, yeah. Like, why aren't you spending money on somebody like that? Like, obviously, that's why they're shipping him off, right? Is because cap issues that they've got in New Orleans.
Yep.
And they're gonna have to pay him. He's gonna get a bag. He's gonna get a big bag. Good for him. But yeah,
Saints are asking for a 3rd round pick for him. A third.
Who would not give up okay? Here's my
I would send a 3rd in 2 seconds.
Here's my thing about like giving up draft picks for people with a proven track record in the NFL. And it's like, you are spending a 3rd round pick. Let's say you spend a 3rd round pick on a receiver this year. Is he going to be as good as Chris Olave? I mean,
you hope so.
Odds are no. Yeah, but the odds are against you. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to. Anyways. If the Saints right now are saying a 3rd round pick, any team out there should go just give him that. Give them that. Yeah. Why? Oh my gosh. Ooh. Anyways, the Arizona Cardinals. Someone else who gets my my blood a little hot. Man, they are terrible. They give us the are they a good team? We think they might be okay. 2 games into the season, 2-0. Oh my gosh, they're in the best division. At this point, the NFC West has only lost, I think, 1 game, or they hadn't lost a game yet, I don't think. And then what happens? You drop 4 straight games. You're not good. You're passing for 160 yards per game. Kyler Murray, as soon as Battlefield 6 comes out, he's off the team. Where the heck is he at? My goodness. I mean, they also are not running the ball very well. Granted, James Conner's out. Who was their second? Their
Benson's out.
Yeah. Yep. Benson's out. Yep. Exactly. So I understand, you're dealing with, some people who are just above accountants,
Yeah.
But yeah, the Cardinals fans, they're going through hell, and they already live in Arizona. I can't imagine. It's like
it's already hot.
It's man, yeah, it's just getting hotter over there in the desert. My goodness.
Yeah. Your head coach is punching players on the sideline.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
You have a generational wide receiver prospect that you draft last year, and you cannot get him the ball.
That's what
you're not force feeding him.
The best player on your team, you're not even using him, and you spent the 4th overall pick to grab him, and you're not using him. And I know this isn't directed at the fans of the Cardinals. This is directed at the Cardinals organization.
They're fighting for you, fans.
Yeah, exactly. We hope that the Cardinals fans have some fun next year. I don't know. Start over, rebuild. Get rid of your front office who's doing this to you, because they are. We've said this word a lot on this episode, but they are abysmal.
Abysmal.
All
right, last team. Ready to get it. Las Vegas Raiders. All right. So let's take a little trip down memory lane. They have Antonio Pierce, fires up the guys. They have a pretty midseason last year. Need to overhaul things. So what do? Just to freshen things up, they bring in 70-something-year-old Pete Carroll off the streets to come in and coach the team. And if you thought you were going to be rebuilding with Pete Carroll, no. Pete Carroll is not about rebuilding. Pete Carroll always thinks it's time to compete. So what do? They go out and sign Geno Smith. Now, I was wrong on Geno. I liked Geno a lot last year. But Geno
Who wasn't wrong on Geno?
Trey was not wrong on Geno.
I was like, dude, that guy sucks at football. I don't know why you like him.
Geno has been so bad this year.
Abysmal.
It's abysmal. It has been worse than I could ever imagine. Some of these interceptions are just unbelievable. Like guys nowhere in the area. Geno is absolutely dust. He is washed. This team is devoid of playmakers outside of three main guys: Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, Max Crosby.
Yep.
Bowers is hurt. Genty, they can't even open up holes in the offensive line for him. He's still making plays. Don't get me wrong, but their offensive line is so bad that Genty can't get it going consistently.
Yeah.
You drafted two receivers in the draft, one in the second round named Jack Besh, a tight end convert out of LSU. You also draft Tyquan Thornton, who all offseason you're telling us reminds you of Randy Moss. And what have they done so far? Nothing. Zilch, nada. Tyquan Thornton literally got benched this past week for Jack Besh. And guess what Jack Besh did when he came in? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. You could have spent a second and a fourth round pick on offensive line, but you chose to go draft these receivers. And now you've decided to force feed Trey Tucker, a 5'9", 160-pound wide receiver, who's a better kickoff returner than he is anything else in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this team is just absolutely in shambles. There's really no grace, no good things for them right now. And Pete Carroll, what are you doing spending the twilight of your career coming to Las Vegas, and thinking that you can build a contender out of a team that was bottom half of the league last year?
Mm-hmm.
So the Raiders are dust. The Raiders are not heading in a good direction. They need quarterback. They need offensive line. They need defense, secondary, linebacker, lineman, everything outside of three main guys. Everyone else on that team is absolutely replaceable by guys you can sign today. So Raiders, you're fired. You're fired.
My gosh. Yeah. And I'm here for
cool.
it. I'm here
I know
for
you
it.
are.
Oh, look at Kendrick. Tell me how you feel, Cam.
I'm telling him, Kendrick. I was just talking to Kendrick the other day. I was encouraging him to, let's get more. I want everybody to get more feisty on the podcast. Hey, I'm walking what I'm talking, and we're flaming them tonight. So Kendrick, if you guys like this,
if you hadn't heard the rest of it, we're flaming every single team, but especially like these last five.
These last five really got it. I could go longer, but the game starts in 3 minutes and we've got one more thing to do. So guys, thank you for watching this so far. If you've enjoyed this style of pod, let us know. If you haven't, if you want us to be more positive, too bad. No, I'm just kidding. we can do a bright spots of the NFL. That's another option. But
real quick,
just
Cam,
thank you so much.
I have to tell you something that you are going to be very interested in. So I saw, Ricky Leaks on X. He posted something yesterday. I think that the Raiders are trying to trade Jacoby Myers. And then he deleted his account. He's gone.
Oh gosh, they got him.
Dang, they figured out who it was.
Ricky.
Anyways,
Ricky.
Free Ricky. He's so good, man.
Ricky.
So reliable.
Oh man. Okay,
let's do it.
So as always, we predict all the games from week 7. We've given our predictions on the Steelers-Bengals game, both of us in favor of the Steelers. All right, Sunday, we've got Rams-Jaguars in actually, that's in London. That's a gross game. So 9:30 a.m. Who you have in this one?
Give me the Jags, actually. Rams are coming all the way from the West Coast. That's a lot of jet lag. Yeah, give me the Jags, because that's like to them that's like a 6:30 a.m. game. Wait, no, it's even. It's
way earlier.
Yeah,
it's like the day before game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, Puka's questionable for this game with his knee thing. I will go Rams just for parity's sake. I think Devontae Adams has a huge game here. So, all right, moving on. Saints, Bears at Chicago. Who do you have here, Trey?
I'll take the Bears.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go Bears here. As much as I love the Saints, when they're not playing in the Dome, it's kind of tough. All right, Dolphins Browns at Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah, give me Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah, I will also go Cleveland. That's a hard one. Shout out to the Winded Pod. Shout out to Seamus. Great
Seamus?
guy. If you haven't already, go check out the Winded Pod. Go check out Life of Kendrick on YouTube.
Yeah.
Kendrick's dropping podcasts. We actually had a Kendrick and Dom combo this week. I listened to that one earlier. It was really good. So definitely go check these guys out.
Please.
All right. Pats Titans in Tennessee.
Oh, Pat's easy. Easy.
Mm.
You're gonna take the
Why is
Titans
that?
after you just dogged them, man.
I did just dog them.
You just like it sounded like they did something to like your mom or something. I was like, oh my gosh, calm down a little bit.
Relax.
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't know. Just looking at it, it looks like one of those spots where it's like everybody's in on the Patriots. Everybody's been talking about Drake May being so good, and people are getting tired of the Titans. I'll go Titans just for fun.
Wow.
Although I think the Patriots are the better team. I think Titans could do something here.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Patriots are as good as everybody thinks right now. Raiders in Kansas City against the Chiefs.
KC. Easy.
Yeah, KC. That's an easy one. Rashee Rice might have 300 yards in this one. They are so happy to have Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Watch him get hurt or something. And they're gonna be like,
Please God, no, don't even say it. All right, Eagles at Vikings.
Oh, I'll take the Vikings though. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take Eagles. Just boring game, but it is in Minnesota. I don't know if McCarthy or Wentz is playing this week.
I don't think it matters. I think the Eagles are spiraling. I think they're about to lose 3 straight, and they don't have answers.
3 straight is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Panthers at Jets.
Panthers. Nah.
I'm going Jets.
Yeah. Give me Panthers.
I'll go Jets. This feels like a big running game for them. And Garrett Wilson. It's going to be running all over the place. This will be a fun game, actually. Yeah. This would be a fun game to bet.
I do want to watch this one.
I would say it goes over. The total is 41.5. I definitely would say that goes over. All right, Giants at Broncos.
I don't know, man. I actually don't know. I mean, I'm going to go with my heart and say the Broncos. But I think it's going to be a fun game. Like, I'm actually so excited because I think we're going to see, again, I'm going to be there in person. So I'm excited to see Jackson Dart in person and see what it's like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the defense is going to, if Dre Greenlaw comes back, especially, they're going to suffocate him. I mean, again, all we have to worry about is the offense just stepping up a little bit. But yeah, Broncos. I'll take Broncos. You're going to take Giants. I can feel it.
I was going to take Broncos as much as I would love to take the Giants.
Yeah.
I just think the Broncos defense is playing so good. I think it's going to be a kind of a gross, low scoring game. But yeah, I'll take Broncos in this one.
Cool.
Colts at Chargers. This is a good one.
It is a good one. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I'll go Colts happily. I actually had a conversation with Becca, our Colts writer today, and I, applauded her because I read her latest article, which is the preview for this game.
Yeah,
and I just laughed so hard when I was reading it because one, you got to remember this is coming from a Colts fan, and Colts fans, like they haven't had a lot to be excited about until this year. Now they're playing really well. And she was talking about how the Colts are actually underdogs in this game. But the Chargers have lost 3 straight. And her next sentence is like 3 words. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was so funny. I'm not worried.
Hey, man, ride the hype. Ride the hype, Becca. I hope you're watching.
I love it. I love it. So, yeah, I'll go Colts. Commanders at Cowboys.
Commanders. I mean, that Cowboys defense, we dogged them earlier. My goodness.
We did.
It's just because of the defense. That's it. If they had like even just a mediocre, like a very middle of the road defense, I would take the Cowboys because Dak is playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Debo and Terry McLaurin are not practicing right now.
Okay.
And not sure. I think probably Debo will play. Not sure about Terry. He has not played a lot this year.
Yeah.
And then Bill, our beloved Bill, our king, needs
Yeah.
to figure out how to hold on to the ball. He is fumbling a lot right now. I'm going to go Cowboys in this one. A
Wow.
little bit of an upset, but I just think they're scoring so much right now that if they get up enough, I don't think the Commanders' defense is going to force them to slow down.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll take. Packers at Cardinals.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, again, just dog the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Packers.
Yeah.
On
If
the
Jacoby
back.
Brissett plays, then maybe the Cardinals have a chance.
Maybe.
Um,
Yeah. He looked good.
It's the funniest thing whenever Jacoby Brissett plays because it doesn't matter if the team's rushing 3, 5, 7, or 2.
Yeah.
He is always getting smacked right before he throws the ball.
Gosh.
And
The dog.
it's just crazy. So yeah, I'm going Packers in that one. Falcons at Niners. Who you got?
I know we talked about the Niners being so beaten up and injured all over the place, but I'm still going to take the Niners. I just think they're more consistent than the hot flashes or the spikes that we see from the Falcons. And so I have more faith in Kyle Shanahan and his squad than Raheem Morris.
I'll go Falcons in this one.
Wow.
I think the loss of Fred Warner is a bigger loss than most of us might imagine
Yeah.
with that defense. He's the heartbeat of that defense, and Bijan set to have a big game against the Niners.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'll go Falcons. They keep riding the momentum in the wave. All right, Monday night, Buccaneers Lions at Lions.
That's a good one. I actually think the Lions take this one. I think the Buccaneers come down a little bit, and I think the Lions are mad that they lost to the Chiefs last week, and they're playing at home. Yeah, it's gonna be close though. It'll be especially with the lack of weapons that the Tampa Bay's dealing with right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lions.
Yeah, this is a high total, 52.5.
It's a lot. Smash the under.
I will probably go Lions as well. I just think that running out Tez Johnson and Cameron Johnson, I just don't know if that's functional, even against a banged up Lions secondary. Last game of the week, Texans at Seahawks. 10 o'clock on Monday night for us Eastern boys. East Coast dads down bad.
I can't do it. 11 p.m. I'm like, I can't keep my eyes open. That's it.
That's right.
I know
I'll go Seattle.
Okay, good. I was gonna pick Houston anyways. I was leaning Houston anyways. Yeah, I think we talked about. It's funny because I gave Seattle their kudos earlier, and I was just like, they look great. They just need to run the ball better. And I'm like, man, Houston is so sucky,
Yeah.
But I think this is not a get right game, but I think this is one that if they win, they feel really good about themselves.
Definitely.
That could be season changing for a team like that.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I just think Seahawks are playing so well. It's already 6-0 in the Steelers game.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, we can let you go.
Yeah. Let me see the score. Aaron Rodgers, 10-yard touchdown to Jonnu Smith, and DK has a 40-yard catch. So exactly what we were talking about. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like, a comment, let us know how you enjoyed it, share it with your friends. Also follow us over there on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're active on all three. Comment, talk to us. We want to hear from you. And then last but not least, follow us on all social media or on all podcast platforms. You can listen to us on your way into work, your way home, and anywhere in between. And with that, we will see you guys on Sunday. Everybody wish Trey a happy game over in Denver. Happy travels. And we will be back on Sunday to talk ball. We'll see you then.